If you go up in a glider, it's really soft, you know, quiet. There's no engine and you can hear the wind.
It's working with nature, using weather to your advantage to actually climb without an engine, which to me is just a gas.
You're just up there, you're just riding pretty much rising air, waves, either waves or thermals, and you're just sitting back and enjoying the moment. Traditionally, I am actually very afraid of heights, which is kind of strange being in the glider, but I guess maybe it's a false sense of security being in the glider, being strapped in with the belts and having something around me. But in the gliders or planes in general, I guess it seems more calming. Now, jumping out of a perfectly functioning airplane with a parachute on my back, I'm still not certain I'm willing to try that.
You are piloting command, and you have to treat the examiner like a passenger.
My wife would kill me if I got hurt. You know, so I'm really interested in safety. I've learned the hard way that when I'm near the ground, my hand needs to be pretty close to the stick. I've had one student who I said, on a day when it was really blowing hard, maybe 30, 40 miles an hour, and he was starting to get too slow, I said, speed up, and he takes the stick and goes, The second hardest thing is the toe, because that's really formation flying. With soaring, you have to work the two harmoniously coordinated in order to get the glider to do the right thing. So with students, typically, the first few times that they try to tow, they're basically waving back and forth behind the tow plane.
I think my first solo flight was my highlight of my life. You know, when I went up the first time, I could remember, you know, I could hear the instructor's voice in the back seat, but he wasn't there. And I was like thinking, this is great because I'm actually doing it by myself. And then all the other solo flights after that was also really great. You know, it's nice to go up alone and just feel you in total control.
You're just up there, you're just riding pretty much rising air, waves, either waves or thermals, and you're just sitting back and enjoying the moment.
You don't think about anything else. You forget about work, you forget about any problems that you may have, because if you don't hit the climbing, the rising air, if you hit sinking air, if the wind changes, you have to change your plans accordingly. If you have mental lapses, you're going to find yourself on the ground far away from home.
You only get one shot at landings. There is no go around.
It's very important, that's the most important part of it, because you need to get back to the ground safely, but I wouldn't say troublesome.
With a typical student, by the time he or she is ready to solo, we're basically just taking them up to pattern altitude, meaning 1,000 feet above the field, and just shooting the landing to make sure he gets it right. Chris is a little bit ahead of the game, I think. When he's flying, he actually talks about what he's thinking, and you know that he's planning ahead so that he's going to be at the right place at the right time to set up for a safe landing.
When I get my license, I'll be calling up all my friends and family and who are interested in at least one flight. They kind of want to see me first just to make sure that they're sane enough to join me.
See if you can come forward a little bit now.
Gliding actually started long before powered flight. I mean, the Wright brothers were flying gliders off of Kill Devil Hills in North Carolina. As a sport, though, it took off in Germany after World War I, mostly because by the Versailles Treaty, the Germans weren't allowed to have military aircraft or train military pilots, so the Germans kind of used it as a backdoor to hedge for the future in case something happened, and of course something did.
The draw is the thrill for me. I mean, I can play the piano, it's an excitement to give in a concert to the audience, but it's a little different going up in a plane. You know, it's a different thrill. You know, being up there and just see the Boston skyline and just feel totally free.
It's just something that makes me happy. I think it's something that I want to do. I couldn't imagine not flying.